All right. Is this a good program for you? So there's, we'll talk about kind of 4 bullet points here. But before I do that, let's talk about a couple scenarios that I run into quite a bit. One scenario is a scenario where you make a lot of income, but you go to a loan broker or a bank and they say, you know what, we can't use all of your income. So maybe we can use this income over here, but we can't use this extra income over here. Or maybe you just haven't been in your job long enough. You show the income, but you haven't been in your job long enough. So the bank or the mortgage broker says, no, we can't use the income. Well, that's a situation where a lot of times my client will use that income. So that's one scenario that that is a perfect fit for this rent-to-own program. Another scenario might be the scenario where you have a bankruptcy, but it's been discharged, and now you have a seasoning period. You have to wait a certain amount of time to actually qualify for the loan. My client will typically accept you as a rent-to-own client so long as you don't have an open bankruptcy charge. So those are a couple scenarios that we run into a decent amount where this is a really great fit. A couple other possibilities. I'm not ready for a mortgage. So let's say you want to lock into a rental. You want to find first of all, you want to find a really nice rental. So when you go out and look at homes on the market and you look at homes for sale versus homes to rent, I will tell you that homes for sale are always in much better condition. And they're usually a lot of times in better neighborhoods. You just find better quality homes. So you might say, look, I want to rent for a while longer. Maybe you don't qualify yet, or maybe you're just not quite ready to make that commitment yet. So you're not ready for the mortgage, but you do want to lock in your rent. You want to know that your rent is going to be stable over the next several years. Now, by the way, there is an escalation, but it's not a huge escalation, and you'll know what that is on the front end. I have friends that have had their rent from one year to the next increase $600 because the market just went crazy. The landlord said, hey, you know what? Rent just increased $600 per month. Who can afford that? All of a sudden, you're packing up and you're moving. So at least you have some certainty and some stability, and you have the option to buy. If you really love the home, you don't ever have to buy it, but you have the option to buy it. So one scenario might be you're not ready for the mortgage. Another scenario might be, hey, you're relocating out here to a new area and you think you want to buy in this area, but you're not sure. You want to rent there for a year first to check it out. And so you do a rent to own. So you lock it in. You say, you know what, if I do like it, I know prices have gone crazy in Phoenix over the years. I want to make sure that I know that I'm buying at a reasonable price. And again, there is an escalation year after year, although you'll know what that is on the front end, and it's a reasonable escalation amount. It's not like it's going to go up 20% on year 2. Some home prices over the last several years have gone up 20% in a year, so 20+% in a year. So again, a little bit more certainty and stability. Now, what if, by the way, home prices were to go down or dip after you get into your rent to own? Guess what? You don't have to buy it. Okay, not your problem. So again, lots of nice perks there, but relocating to a new area might be a reason. Maybe you're a first-time home buyer. Now, by the way, if I'm a first-time home buyer, don't get me wrong, guys. If you can go the traditional financing route, it is the right route for most people. Okay, so just because you're a first-time home buyer does not mean you need to do rent to own. I want to make that really, really clear. I want people to use this program if it's the right fit for them. Now, there are scenarios where a first-time home buyer, this is the right fit. There are scenarios where this is not the right fit. Going the traditional financing route makes a lot more sense for you. And in most cases, if you qualify and you can do the traditional financing route, that is the best option. Remember, at some point, you will need to finance this home in a traditional sense. You will need to go out and qualify for that mortgage if you want to execute your option to purchase the home. So anyway, just because you're a first-time home buyer does not, again, I got to make that really clear, does not mean that this is automatically the right fit. More times than not, if you qualify for the mortgage, that's going to be the better way to go. And then I'm just looking to rent a great home. You know what? Hey, having an option to buy sounds great, but I want to go out, like I said earlier, I want to go out, I want to find a better home on the market, something that is a little bit more just in better condition, maybe a better neighborhood. Maybe you just have more options, which you typically do. There's usually more homes on the market for sale than there are for rent. It opens up more options. So you're just looking for a great home to rent. But guess what? If down the road it makes sense to buy it, you have that option to do so. So those are some of the scenarios where this program might be a great fit for you.